Hey guys, what's up and welcome back for another episode of Carpe Diem Customs. Well, as you can see here, motor's not on the stand anymore. We should have everything ready to be able to drop this thing in. A few changes I had to make, but is what it is. We're gonna have to roll with it. And some things I didn't want to. Not gonna complain though, because it works out and it looks better. It's gonna perform better, and I'm happy with it. So one thing I want to mention. I don't know if you guys can see here, but my fancy shirt. If you guys are interested in some merch, we now have available t-shirts, sweatshirts, zip-up hoodies, and phone cases, and all kinds of cool stuff. If you guys are interested, I'm going to figure out how to do it, but somewhere in here, there's going to be a way where you can click on and it'll take you to the website, and you'll be able to purchase some t-shirts and some stuff. And I'm actually going to run a promotion. So this weekend only, if you guys buy something, it's going to be 10% off. But enough about that. Time to get to work. I got to slap the flywheel back on, and the clutch on, and the bell housing. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to put the bell housing on because I forgot I can't do that yet. But I'm going to slap the flywheel and the clutch on, get this thing dropped in. My goal is to get it as far as I can tonight, and then get everything wired and ready to roll. And the next day, a buddy of mine's coming over, and we're going to get it fired up. So let's quit talking. All right, I'm ready to work. Stop. Let's go. All right. She's back in her home. That looks nice in there, nice and fresh and clean. All right, so I'm actually going to go ahead and slap this transmission in. I'm not going to show you guys because it's going to be a struggle, and I really don't feel like hearing you guys make fun of me. So I'm gonna go crawl around like a pig in mud down there and get this thing in there. So I'll show you guys when we're all done. Once that cross member's back in, then we'll get started on the rest of the stuff. I'll rejoin with you guys there. All right, so we got the trans in. I still gotta get the cross member up yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this top end stuff because I gotta go get some bolts for that. So I got a couple fittings up here that I got to put some pipe thread on, and then I'm going to flop over the wiring real quick, get the starter in there, or get the starter wiring in there. Starter's already in there. And yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling on this. Alright, so I got majority of the fittings tightened. Electrical's pretty much done. I just got to crawl back under there and hook up the reverse light for the trans. But while I'm up here, I'm going to move on to this and show you guys this one. So I know I said we were going with manifolds, but these actually ended up being cheaper. So being that we're doing a budget build, hopefully they're gonna fit. Oh, let's see. Well, I don't know. Cross member down there is in the way. It'll look nice, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Alright, let me figure this out. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I got updates. Headers are in. They did fit with the cross member, so we're good. This side, I'm gonna have to get a different bolt for this bracket here. That's gonna be for the alternator. We're getting there. Throttle's hooked up. Clutch is all hooked up. Nope, I gotta put a bolt in there. All right, so next I'm gonna move on to my radiator. All right, so radiator's in. Gonna have to make some changes to these brackets. This radiator doesn't fit the best, but I think if I change these brackets, I'll be all right. But I mean, other than that, it's in there pretty sturdy. My hose is on. Still gotta change this fuel filter. And debate what I'm gonna do, because I believe from the factory this was actually from the pump up to the carb is just a solid steel line. And I might do that again and just put a filter with a service loop down here in the feed into the pump. So, but I gotta get a couple, where are we at? A couple plugs for this before I fill it. Yeah, other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. So, but that's all gonna come tomorrow when we fire this thing up. Because I think for tonight, I'm just about done. All right, so it's day 2. We got the professor here. We're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up. Everything is all in. All right, keep an eye out for anything dangerous. Hey, helps if fuel's turned on. Put a little more gas down in there. Yep, that's too much. Mm-hmm. Okay, try number 759. I think we have it. Okay. A little adjustment in timing. Couple little issues. I got to address, but it's nothing major. Valve covers are going to get replaced because for whatever reason they're leaking. No worries. That's a simple fix. Place the valve covers, and then this fitting right here. I don't know if you can see. A little bit of coolant. So that needs tightened down. And then I got to clean up all my wiring. I just threw it together so that it runs for now. But that's it. So I told you guys that I was going to break this down and show you that you guys at home can do this. It's easy. A little bit of research, buy a book, simple hand tools. I'll even show you the tools that I use for this. You know, and like I said, I'm going to break it down, tell you what I spent, and where I spent it. So, let's see here. Machine work with the cam and lifters, I had $1,200 in that. So that's going to be different per each build. That one's kind of hard to judge because it depends on the block that you're working with. But pistons, gasket set, all my bearings, my oil pump, $308. It's pretty darn good. The intake, which I did end up changing, which is the Edelbrock Performer RPM aluminum dual plane intake. I picked that up from Summit for $160. I'm a dummy and not thinking that the Quadrajet is a spread bore, and I bought an intake for a square bore. So I had to buy an adapter. That was $20 from Summit. HEI distributor picked up from Amazon for $60. Not too bad. Wires for the HEI I got from O'Reilly's for $30. $40 for plugs. The headers was $170 from Summit. Radiator was $232 from Summit. Let's see, what else? Oh, and the water pump, which you don't always have to replace. I did it because I don't feel like tearing the water pump back off. I just went ahead and replaced it. Because guy got the kind of luck that if I would have put the old water pump back on, I would have fired it up and it would have just started leaking. Even though it didn't leak before, it would have just leaked all over the place. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, a grand total of $2,300 to rebuild this motor and get it put back in. All in all, it's not too bad. I know I said I wanted to stay around the $1,500 budget. Didn't work out that way. I had to spend some money in some other places that I didn't plan on originally, but it is what it is. And as far as tools go, the engine stand I bought just because I plan on doing more of this. That was, I don't know, $200 from Jegs, I think. The cherry picker I used, that was borrowed. That's not mine. Timing light I used, I borrowed that. So that's what it's about, guys. Just borrow from friends, family, whatever you got to do to be able to get this stuff up and going and get out there and be able to enjoy it. All of that right there is essentially everything I used to pull the motor, rebuild it, put the motor back in, and get it fired up. That's essentially it. But all in all, looking pretty good. Don't mind my mess of plug wires. We're gonna get those cleaned up. That's just where they're at for now, so I could get it running. And that's it. I'm gonna go back through and clean all that up here before the hood goes back on and before spring, because we're actually gonna take this to the piston powered Autorama up in Cleveland. It's not gonna be entered or anything. It's just we want to drive it, and that's gonna be the test of how everything works. So, oh man, another thing I forgot to show you guys. Check this out. My overflow bottle. That is a Jack Daniels bottle. Thought that was something different, kind of cool, that I put in there. Very subtle. But alright guys, that's going to wrap this video up. I got some cleanup to do. I gotta get the truck pushed back over on its side of the garage so my wife stops yelling at me because she has to park outside. But other than that, hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate it.